One of the things I learned about myself after I gave birth to my second baby was that I needed to ask for more help. I looked back at both of my pregnancies and looked at the places where people had been offering to help me, and I didn't accept their help. I thought I could do it on my own. I thought I had to do it on my own. And as I've been reflecting on the last 100 days of maternal, since I created my first business, my online prenatal and postnatal yoga studio, I realized that the building of maternal has been very similar to going through a pregnancy. And people have joked and said, oh, this is your new baby, and it totally is. And what I've realized is that as I'm getting ready to give birth to this baby, I really do need to ask for help, and I need to take it. And so this is me asking you for help. And if you think about the pregnancy stages, the conception through first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, and I'm kind of reflecting over those last 100 days, the conception was surprising for me. I didn't realize that I had an idea until people started reflecting back to me that it was a really good idea and that it was new, it was fresh, and it could be really big. And I had friends not just saying that's a good idea, but how can I help? How can I get on board? How can I support what you're doing? And that was just such a new feeling to me. I'd never experienced that. Maybe it's that I had never heard it before and didn't say yes, wasn't willing to accept it. But I said yes to many people, and so there it was. I conceived maternal, and I pulled it together with the help of many beautiful people from around the world. And then I went into the first trimester. I felt nauseous. I felt sick every day. I was obsessed over what was going on in how to build the business, what it needed to look like. I was constantly writing notes. I was researching. I was learning as much as I could, which sounds very reminiscent of that first trimester, at least for me, where I just had no idea. The learning curve was so steep, and yet I felt so ill and didn't know whether the pregnancy was going to even stick. And you don't tell anyone really for those first few weeks, a lot of us, because you're worried that it's not going to stick. And so I was taking this leap of faith by telling people and yet not really knowing if it was going to happen. And so I went into the pilot phase of the business and hosted lots of classes for people for free, and I saw that the technology that I was pulling together really worked, and it was exciting but terrifying. And then I went into the beta phase, and that was the second trimester. I launched the beta, and it was exhilarating. I was full of energy. I had so many people supporting me and coming on board. It was the equivalent of people going, oh my gosh, you've got a baby bump, so cute. It was also equivalent to feeling those little flutters for the first time and going, was that a kick? I think that was a kick. And realizing that you've got this little human inside your belly, and it's just such an exhilarating feeling. And I knew I had something big when I had the classes scheduled and people were registering and people were paying to come to these online prenatal and postnatal yoga classes. And I was full of energy as a result. Just every time I got into work, I was just rolling up my sleeves and just so excited. And this is like the Superwoman phase of that second trimester. Many women get this surge of energy and they just feel like they can take their bump wherever they go. I know in my pregnancies, I was off traveling around the world, just feeling very glamorous with these beautiful baby bumps, and it felt great. And I know many women feel very powerful through that second trimester. Some women get to the 20-week mark and their iron levels start to drop because pre-pregnancy levels have been kind of consumed by the baby. So if you haven't been refilling your iron throughout the pregnancy, then baby has kind of taken all of that iron from you. And so some women have that exhaustion hit around 20 to 23 weeks. And I think that hit me a little bit, and I had to take a little break, and I went, okay, I just need to go and ask for a little bit more help, got a little bit more support, and then got my energy back, my momentum back, and I've been going through the beta and absolutely loving it. And here I am coming out of the beta into that third trimester. I have started to open the doors to people to be able to register for the full price. I've opened the doors to the public and done a little bit of advertising, but it really feels like the third trimester experience of hurry up and wait. And many people get to that third trimester worrying that, oh my gosh, it's good. The due date is coming soon, and you kind of feel like you're having to rush and get things like your nursery done and buying baby clothes and all that kind of stuff. You have all of these appointments with the OB, and yet you've got all of these weeks and it feels like every single day is going on and on and on, and some of those nights are very long because you can't sleep. And so I'm very much in that third trimester and preparing to give birth to my baby. And it's so scary. Just like preparing for birth, there's no way to predict how it's going to go. There's no way to know whether what I'm doing is the right thing or the wrong thing, or if I've got the right support in place, or if I'm giving birth in the right place or not. There's no way. It's just kind of, all I can do is all of the things that I think are right. And this is what I tell my students, you have to do the research, you have to be informed, you have to have the right support in place to know that you're giving birth in a way that is aligned with your values and is the birth experience that you want, not what necessarily other people want. And so this is really hard for me to tell myself in the context of launching a business, but it's true, it's so true, it all aligns. And the most important thing that I talked about at the beginning of this video was asking for help and accepting help and support when it is given to you. And that's where I am right now. I know I'm going to be giving birth to this beautiful baby in the next few weeks, and I'm not sure exactly how that's going to go. I don't know whether I need to have a big all bells and whistles launch event or a moment in time, or if it's just going to organically start rolling out into the world and people will start showing up. But what I do know is that people aren't going to sign up for my classes unless my friends and people who have done work with me recommend me to them. And so I'm really grateful to the many of you who have been endorsing maternal to your friends and sharing it with your pregnant and postpartum friends, and I just can't be I just feel like I can't express that gratitude enough. But I'm asking for more. I think in the next few weeks I will make some requests of promoting the business, promoting maternal, so that your friends, your friends of your friends, your friends of your friends of your friends can hear about it and can come and take a look and maybe try it out and hopefully join maternal, because I know it's a beautiful baby. I've spent these last few months building and nurturing this little metaphorical human, and it is gestated, it is ready to be born, and I can't wait for it to be born. I'm terrified, but I'm excited, and I think that captures the third trimester pretty well. So with that, I thank you again from the bottom of my heart for any and all support that you're giving to maternal. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. I want to return the love, return that good karma. If you haven't tried a maternal class, even if you're pregnant, not pregnant, you're welcome to come and try one for free. Just let me know. And I hope to maybe see you in my virtual yoga studio soon. Namaste.